there and welcome to Startup Central. I'm Nayantara Rai, working from home. This is the only show of its kind dedicated, of course, to startups, technology, innovation, disruption. Basically, if it falls under the gambit of new economy, it's here every weekday on ET Now at 6 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, pretty much like all the stakeholders we feature on the show, Team Startup Central loves constructive feedback. Don't hold back. Tell us how we can improve, what we're missing out on, what you'd like to see on the show. Our email address right on top, suc@etnow.tv. You can also reach out to me directly on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Nayantara Rai. Now, I don't know about you, but ever since I started working from home, I know I am using, and I can't believe I'm admitting this in television, I'm using far less makeup, and I've decided that going forward, maybe I don't need that much makeup, or maybe it's because we don't have the kind of lighting that we do at home, which requires that makeup. But minimalism is clearly the buzzword these days. So what are the moves that are being made in the $7 billion beauty market? I thought, let's reach out to one of the companies that's growing in leaps and bounds. It's also a portfolio company of JSW Ventures, as well as the likes of Goldman Sachs. It's an e-commerce company. It also fits in with our Vocal for Local campaign. Remember, we are doing a new series on Startup Central, Vocal for Local. So here is the co-founder of Purplle, e-commerce site dedicated to beauty, makeup, as well as cosmetics. He is an alumni from IIT and joining us live, Manish, the co-founder. Hi, Manish. Thank you so much for being a part of Startup Central. I want to first begin by asking you, has COVID killed or at least, had killed the glam quotient that you were all used to?
Thank you, Nayantara. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm doing this out of home. So, as you just mentioned at the beginning of the show, all of us are getting used to working from home. Look, to be honest, I think, there are two parts to the beauty business. There is a care business and there's a styling business. I think the care business, because a lot of women are spending time at home and they have a little bit more time at hand. I think the care business has grown significantly in the last 2 or 3 months. When it comes to categories like serums, creams, night creams, all those categories are growing. My view is they would have grown by about 50%, at least for us. But there's a styling business, which is, color cosmetics, hair styling. That business is definitely down by, I would say, about 20-25%. But because of COVID, a lot of people are sort of shying away from going outside and buying it in offline shops. I think it's a big tailwind for the e-commerce business in general, and particularly so for the care side of the beauty business.
So what you're basically trying to tell me that if you are part of the care segment, whether it is skin care, hair care, body care, that part of the business is growing.
Absolutely. It's growing at breakneck speed. I mean, our numbers today are about 50% higher on the care side of the business than what they were in February. And mind you, February was our best month ever that we had done. So, these are clearly sort of new highs that the care business has set up.
Okay, it's up 50% since lockdown. I guess we have a lot more time to care about our skin and hair. But tell me, as far as Purplle goes, and you've been in the market now for quite a while. This new trend, I think we'll have to wear masks for some time, right? So if I have to wear a face mask, what's it also going to mean for the makeup business? I don't know if, for example, women would be comfortable wearing it over foundation. What it's going to do to lipsticks?
Yes. So look, I think if you look at it, I think there is, because of constantly, women wearing masks, there is a lot of sweating behind the mask. So I think from a care side of things, I think it poses new opportunities for consumer brands, especially for people who have sensitive skin, because this excessive amount of sweating that happens because you're always wearing a face mask, I think is something that needs to be taken care of. There will also be a trend towards, liquid lipsticks, I would say, particularly, which are transfer proof. So even if you're wearing them and you wear a mask on top of it, the lipstick shouldn't come off to the mask. So I would say that, I think it'll be a big positive for lipsticks that are transfer proof. I would say most liquid lipsticks in the market are transfer proof, and I think it'll be a positive for them. I think it'll be a little bit of a negative for lipsticks that are not as transfer proof. Because you'll have to constantly apply them whenever you take off your mask. But I guess, as I was mentioning earlier, I think for the care side of the business, which is, because of this excessive sweating on your face area, which is behind the mask, new products will have to come, which take care of this, the new need that has emerged, due to constantly wearing masks.
Okay, so we need innovation which will take care of the sweatiness and all of that. And
Absolutely.
the very interesting point that you're making, that liquid lipsticks seem to be doing well, that you're seeing a
Yes.
trend towards it, what we call the sticky ones that don't come off easily when we
Yes.
eat or out in the rain, or now when we
Ab-
wear a face mask.
Absolutely.
But for Purplle, how was lockdown and how has post-lockdown been? I don't think, like, for example, makeup and cosmetics made it to the essential list, especially in lockdown 1.0.
Absolutely. So, lockdown 1.0 was obviously, there was a lot of hierarchy. People didn't know what to do. Most warehouses were shut, I think, till I would say 10th of April. Um, the care part of our business did come under essentials, and the cosmetics part of our business was clearly, non-essential. Um, so look, I think the care part of the business, as I said, in the first 14 days of lockdown or first 21 days of lockdown, because of the complete chaos in the country around how things would work out, I think it was quite depressed. But I think as India started opening up, the essential goods started getting traction, and be it face washes, creams, serums, all these things. I think hair care products, I think they've been on a rise, and today they are at about 150% of what they were in February, which I said was our highest ever month. Um, I think cosmetics clearly, it was non-essential, and hence, it started coming back into sort of, motion. I would say from 5th or 8th of May, when India sort of when India started opening up. But look, I think I do agree with you. I think the cosmetics part of our business is still down, I would say, by about 25%. Um, but my sense is, I think coming July, and as more and more people start traveling to work, as more and more people gain confidence, and start to live with the virus, I guess, these are simple pleasures of life that women will no longer sort of delay a purchase for, and will start buying them again. So, I mean, there's a lot of pent up demand. A lot of people haven't bought makeup in the last 90 days, and these are very, very, I would say, simple pleasures. You can buy them for less than 1,000 rupees, and I think this will be back in force, in July or so.
So you're basically saying that you're anticipating revenge shopping for makeup and cosmetics.
I think as India starts opening up, this will happen. I think it's happening to all of us in all the categories that we shop. Like, if you imagine, like most people haven't, I think everyone, I'm hearing that, their credit card bills are down by half during COVID. Like, there's only so much that, you'll be able to, hold yourself back. And I think you will soon start seeking these pleasures of life that, you've been used to. And hence, I think, I mean, I don't know whether it'll be a full revenge shopping just like you see in China, but I guess, at least it'll come back to pre-COVID levels pretty soon.
Okay, now, like I said, we're also getting you here as part of our new series, Vocal for Local. Manish,
Yes,
you've got private labels, you've got your own brands. There
yes,
is, this movement that you're seeing, not in India, but it's happening around the world as well, that let's shop for local brands, let's give our own brands a chance, disrupt the existing supply solutions and all of that. Are you seeing any change for that in consumer behavior? Are you seeing people being more conscious of the fact that they want to buy Indian brands, particularly, when it comes to vanity products?
Uh, Nayantara, I think this is a fantastic question, and let me answer this both from supply side as well as demand side. Let me first attack the supply side. 10 years ago, there were no venture capital funds investing in consumer as a business. I think majority of the investment was going into internet, technology, SaaS, infrastructure, and such kinds of businesses, both by venture capital funds and private equity funds. I think all this has changed in the last, 3 or 4 or 5 years, where venture capital funds like Sequoia, A91, um, in our case, private equity funds like Goldman Sachs, World Invest have started taking active interest in investing in consumer businesses in India. These are consumer brands being built out of India. So I think there is a solid capitalization happening on the supply side, which is giving power to entrepreneurs like us in launching brands that can compete with the best in the world and can give our consumers access to highest quality innovation at the best possible prices. So I think on the supply side, I think things are getting sorted. I think there's a lot of capital available for high quality brands being built out of India, especially brands that I believe are mission driven. I think there's a lot of capital available, and I think you will see this trend going on. I think the second thing that's happened is, because of internet, the distribution has become significantly more democratized. So you have marketplaces like Purplle, Amazon, and others which are actively, which are able to take your brand to, let's say, thousands of towns and villages in India, which erstwhile was never possible. Now let me come to the consumer side. I think consumers want good quality products. Consumers want products that are safe for them, and consumers want products that deliver. I think as long as you can do that, I think Made in India works and works really well. So let me give you some perspective. About 97% of our own brands are made in India, including the packaging material that they use. So I think there is this growing rise and there is this growing confidence in Indian consumer that products that are made in India are made to highest safety standards. They adhere to the efficacy, and they adhere to they deliver what they say. I think as long as that continues to happen, I think Indian consumers don't necessarily care whether this brand is from within India or outside India.
So I take that point that you think it can work. Vocal for local can work in the vanity market as well. Now, Manish, we are running out of time. I've discussed various trends with you, including what's hot in lipsticks. I haven't asked you which flavors are doing well in the COVID world. Love to get your inputs on that. But this is going to be my last question to you. I believe that when we talk about the gig economy, Purplle has actually given out increments. How did you do that? Because considering you were part of the you were not part of the essential list. You were in
Yeah.
lockdown. Your beauty business is down 25%. How have you handed out increments?
So let me just clarify things there. I think our cosmetics business is down by about 25%, but our care business is up by about 50%. So overall, as a company, we are up by about 20-25% from where we were in February. We believe that now we all have to learn to live with the virus. There could be a recovery, as there could be a recovery, on the anvil here. And we've decided to roll out increments for all our people who've completed 1 year with us or more. We believe that our business is in solid shape. I think we are extremely well capitalized. Just to give you some perspective, we raised about $35 million in December and January. So January this year, and we are a EBITDA profitable company, and hence we don't see much headwinds in our way. We wanted to make sure that our people are our entire 600 700 plus people who work with us, they feel safe, they feel that their jobs are secure. So we've not had any layoffs in April or May. We've also not had any pay cuts in April or May. And we've now decided to give our people their deserved, salary hikes starting 1st of July.
That's, it's good news, which we really should talk about in the era of job cuts, salary cuts. All of that here is an aberration, if I may call it that. That's Purplle for you, ladies and gentlemen, part of Vocal for Local in the beauty business, making waves in the $7 billion market. Manish, thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to many more interviews with you in the future on Startup Central.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nayantara.